Epictetus once advised, "On no occasion call yourself a philosopher, and do not speak much among the uninstructed about theorems, but do that which follows from them. For example, at a banquet, do not say how a man ought to eat, but eat as you ought to eat." In this simple yet profound statement, Epictetus teaches us an essential Stoic principle. Our actions speak louder than words. Those around us learn far more from observing how we live than from anything we might say. Think about how often we tell others what they should do, but how little influence those words have compared to witnessing someone act with integrity, discipline, or kindness. People are more likely to be inspired by the way we live our values than by any sermon we preach. The reason for this is not only that humans are natural imitators, but also because most of us don't like being told what to do. When someone tells me how I should improve, the underlying message is often that I'm not measuring up, which can trigger defensiveness and ego. But if someone shows me through their actions how to be better, it can have a much more lasting and positive impact. Humans often react defensively because of an inflated sense of self-importance, which the Stoics call ego. Managing ego is a key Stoic practice. Ego is not just arrogance or attention-seeking, it is the habit of overestimating our importance, believing our desires and outcomes should be prioritized. Author Ryan Holiday defines ego as a sense of superiority and certainty beyond one's actual confidence or talent. This mindset leads to arrogance, stubbornness, and recklessness, which harm our growth and relationships. The Stoics recognize that ego distorts reality, prevents us from taking responsibility for our actions, and creates unrealistic expectations, like believing success is guaranteed. Ego causes us to forget that many outcomes are beyond our control. Stoics believe we can control our effort, strategies, and attitude toward work, but not the outcome. Success is not guaranteed. External factors often affect results. For example, you can train hard but still lose a competition, or you can write a book that fails to gain attention. The Stoics focus on effort, not results. The ultimate goal is to live virtuously, with integrity and wisdom, regardless of external outcomes. This mindset frees us from expectations and allows us to find meaning in the process rather than the result. Ego can influence our goals by pushing us to seek validation, chase recognition, or compete with others. Stoic goals focus on what is meaningful and aligned with values, not on feeding the ego. Detaching self-worth from external outcomes creates inner contentment and reduces the influence of ego. Satisfaction comes from doing good work for its own sake, rather than from approval or validation. To diminish ego, recognize when it drives your actions and choose the opposite response. If you feel lazy, take action. If you seek recognition, resist the urge to show off. Work quietly, focus on the process, and ignore the need for applause. Over time, ego loses its power. The Stoics also believed in working without expecting rewards or recognition. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time on what you don't control. Instead, focus on doing your best." Living without ego allows for a more authentic success. Instead of seeking praise or recognition, success is measured by actions, values, and integrity. Ego becomes a reminder to stay grounded, work humbly, and focus on what you can control: your effort and character. Stoicism is about self-improvement, cultivating wisdom, self-control, courage, and justice. The goal is not to be better than others, but to be better than you were yesterday. Actions become more meaningful than words, and living by example inspires others. By freeing yourself from ego, you live true to your values, unaffected by external expectations.